Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first with all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the petty Hebrew tongue is correct as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to your sister brothers living this truth, and shalom to your brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Woo, Yahshua, it's going to be a quick little lesson. I think I'm going to cover like two different topics on this one. Just something I've been seeing through the spirit, straight prophecy, and you can see it coming alive in this day and age as we live in. Just looking at the things that's happening. I'm looking at how Babylon the Great has been ran, which is America, and it's completely falling apart. And I'm about to show a clip of the stupidity of Babylon the Great. The fact that they're trying to use robots to replace their workforce, fulfilling prophecy, there'll be no work in Egypt. And what it is, they want to put people on a universal basic income so they can fully control their lives. That's where we're at right now. And how they're going to accomplish that? They're doing it through mass layoffs, AI, and robotics. Just replace people. Replace the job labor market with machines and even management. Because AI is going to replace management, and then they got robots to replace the grinders. And then what it's going to do is going to make a human expendable. They're going to put them on a very small, little basic income in little bitty smart cities, or really like camps, concentration camps, where they can run around for a little bit. They're going to get a little sniping, and that's it. And that's man, it's making a worse life than what we already living. That'd be that beast MOTB system. And if you think I'm, spit some yin yang, we're going to watch a clip that's going to show that. And I know some people that work for this company, and everything in this clip, they told me that that's on point. That's really how it goes. It's really how I operate. So let's check it out.
On to Amazon. Amazon could soon have more robots than humans working in its warehouses. The Wall Street Journal reports Amazon nears the milestone after years spent working to automate tasks previously done by humans. So right now, the e-commerce giant has over 1 million robots in its workplaces. So I want to bring in Jacob Ward in studio, technology journalist and host of the Rip Current podcast. All right, we're talking about Amazon's growing robot workforce. What does that mean, and what does that mean for technology and humans doing the work?
Well, this is the thing, right? Amazon since 2012 has been on this path. Mm-hmm. The pattern has been clear. They've been saying over and over again, we want to automate as much as we possibly can. At one point, this was just, a matter of convenience and efficiency. It is now becoming existential, right? This is a company that really believes it cannot do what it wants to do, to be this enormous, efficient machine, unless it can get enormous, efficient machines working in there. This has led, of course, to some layoffs, right? We've got at least 27,000 people laid off in the last few years. This is, of course, still one of the largest private employers in the United States, but it is definitely the case that they are going to do away with some jobs. The CEO yesterday, talking to Jim Cramer, even said, we're going to be doing, people are going to be doing fewer jobs as we automate more. This kind of thing is just, we can all see where this is going.
Yeah, kind of inevitable. Okay, but I do want to get your take, because you had kind of the first-hand look at some of the prototype Amazon robots. So what does that look like, and how does that shape your perspective on this future with the robots?
Yeah, so about a year and a half ago, I got invited to go look at some of the early prototypes of a whole sort of section of them that was supposed to be one you could basically not require any technical expertise and still program the thing. You could say, go pick up the blue bin, okay, bring it over here, without having to have any kind of, programming chops. So that kind of, casual oversight makes you realize, even though they say we're going to be training up people into new, more technical jobs, they're not going to be that technical if in the future you can really just say, hey, robot, grab this, bring it over here.
Please.
Please. Maybe please. Maybe. We hope we're all saying please.
All right. As technology takes over human tasks in the workforce, though, some say instead of firing workers, companies could actually give them more time off. How about that? So earlier, CBS Morning News talked to the CEO of a tech startup who moved his company to a 32-hour work week with no change in pay because of AI. Here is Roger Kirkness on what inspired the switch at his company, Convictional.
We've been using ChatGPT since the day that it came out, and I realized after using the most recent models from Anthropic and OpenAI that the AI would start to get serious work done. And so where before AI was more of a genius but impractical assistant, Now you could use it in a way that it was more like a team of 4 to 5 people. And I noticed as our team accelerated our work with AI agents that a new kind of burnout set in, where there's a constant decision fatigue of what to build and how to build it that actually reduced people's creativity. So I wanted to maximize the things that led to our goal of creating new and valuable technology.
Okay. So could this be a trend? Could AI give us more free time?
Juliet, I hope so.
Okay.
But I have to say, like, I hope every CEO is as cool as this guy, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, first of all, he's a startup founder, right? So he's obviously got backers that are okay with this, but as soon as that guy goes public, he's going to be under all kinds of pressure. The pattern we have seen in the history of capitalism in the United States is when you use a thing more efficiently, you use more of it. So when you use more, when you can make more efficient use of someone's time, you're in fact going to take more of that time. And especially when shareholders are involved and saying, be more efficient, be more productive, be more profitable. I just don't see it. I would like to see that. This is why Bernie Sanders introduced last year a 32-hour workweek bill. That's not really going to go anywhere in today's Senate, but obviously that could happen if we came together as a society around it. But our history has been we like to work people hard.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you for being here live in person in our
appreciate
CBS News 24/7 studio.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Now, you just seen from that, Yasharala, right here in spiritual Egypt. What spiritual Egypt? Babylon the Great, America. There's going to be no work. There's been all kinds of mass layoffs. I talked to somebody that works in Amazon in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they said Oklahoma is not hiring nobody. I was like, what? And they said they usually hire. So they say that's different right there. And I'm like, must be them robotics. They pricing with AI. So, and Amazon's one, like they said in the clip, one of the biggest major employers, Walmart. You can see robots in Walmart. You can see robots in the Quick Trips cleaning the floors. They're trying to edge out the human workforce. Or put you in more menial jobs, like maybe picking oranges and apples and stuff like that. The old immigrant jobs. That could be what they're about to try to do. But I believe it's go time. I think they're going to close everything up in concentration camps, new smart cities. Esau has to get a more firmer grip and control of the world. At least he's going to try to, but prophecy said he's going to fail. And you can just see the perverse spirit that's been mingled amongst them to do this stupid stuff. Because when you really think about it, it's dumb. What Esau Edom is doing, when I say Esau Edom to the so-called white man, what he's doing is dumb. On a fundamental level, you look at it. And you just looking like, wow, how did these devils lose their wisdom? They can't do nothing right. For instance, Yashua, I went and got a pizza for Pizza Hut. I wish I wouldn't have did that. Hey, took like a whole hour just to get a pizza. They couldn't get the orders right. They was back there fumbling and stumbling, and that's why people gonna holler for AI and robotic. Like at least I can get my order right. I think they're already doing it to McDonald's and fast food. So that's gonna be no work in Egypt, no work for people. And all these lazy 2/3, they're gonna be hollering, oh yeah, it's better like that. I like that. I can just get a RFID microchip. And I ain't got to work no more. I see, that's, what? Y'all try to just hit me in the spirit. You know what they're going to do? When they take away that Section 8 food stamps, those E's is going to take that universal basic income, that mark of the beast. They're going to take it. Because they don't like the work. They don't work. They ain't trying to go to work. They're trying to live out the system. These Edomites know that. So that's why the MOTB going to come into play. And then the people that want them, they taking the jobs away. That's stopping you. That's going to ruin you economically. I think they already went trying to go to a 32-hour work week with that bill that Donald Trump just signed, that big, beautiful bill. I think it makes it go to whenever they implement it, a 32-hour work week. Everybody cheering like, oh, yeah, 32 hours. That mean when I do a 40, I get overtime. I'm like, really? They just shorten your check. You ain't guaranteed overtime. So they just shortening your check. And the minute they going to shorten this, put you on a program. A UBI, universal income, and like the people are seeing it too. Let me go to show you the comments, because I seen one comment that I was like, that's what it is. Look at that, people just It was one I seen. It's like no consumer. That means, can't nobody buy it. No revenue. And dude's like, dude, they putting you on a universal basic income. It's like they was talking through the comment. Man, I think I can't find it. Look, he talking about it. No UBI. The workers need to be retrained, and they need to be responsible for financially covering it themselves. They saying go to work, but the elites don't want people to work. They want to put everybody on that. The elites looking for more control, because they losing control. Yeah, I can't find that comment I was looking for, but I liked that comment because I was like, there it go. I passed it. No jobs equal no consumers equal no revenue. Why don't these businesses get this? And people just talking in that thread like, UBI, Universal Basic Income. And Elon Musk, like the dude that's attached to Donald Trump right now, and they bickering, but he in the government, he put the stuff through Doge. He was the first one hollering for Universal Basic Income years back. Prophet's been talking about that. Years back, he hollered for that. And look like we about to go into it. Donald Trump just signed more legislation for crypto. So those things all go hand in hand. At the same time, they go to crypto, they're going to take away the jobs. That's why you've been seeing so many mass layoffs. So, and see, the Lord done did this before. That's how we know a spiritual Egypt, Babylon the Great, is going to go down the same way ancient Egypt went down. So let's go get it. Let's get to the scriptures. And this, I like this precept right here, y'all. So I'm just going to hit it on the head. When they go to Isaiah 19 and 14, it said, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they that have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. And it says, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And I peeped that, man. Like, that's probably what it is in Esau. He got that perverse spirit in him. And like I said, it's causing everything that they work, they err. They just messing up. Esau fumbling the bag everywhere you look up. Only thing he's successful at is bringing in prophecy, bringing in Jacob's trouble. Everything else he try to do for his benefit, it don't work. He just stumbling. And this new idea to, automate the workforce, that's real dumb. That's ruining your public all the way. All the way. That's ruining sucking the whole life out of society. And it says, a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. That's what I seen today at that Pizza Hut. Man, them people in there, them Edomites in there working like drunkards. One dude looked like he was drunk. They told him to go home because he wasn't doing nothing. They was in there arguing with each other. They couldn't get the orders right. Pizza was getting old. They was making stuff that, I don't know if people was doing prank calls or what, but it was just real bad, man. It looked like some loony stuff back there. So, I witnessed that. Yeah, Sharala. Just look at your presidency, the administration of the presidency. That looks like a drunken man, the way Trump is moving. He's moving like a drunken man, making all kind of fumbles and bumbles and mistakes and looking crazy and caught up in scandals. It's like a drunk, corrupt person in the White House. I said, they going out bad. They going out with a bang, man. They going out embarrassing. Like right now, Donald Trump is embarrassing. He's a stain on the country. And Esau asked for it because, hey, they're just dumb. So check it out. I'm going to go to Isaiah 19 and 15. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And we about to witness that. With this robotics and AI coming in, there's going to be no more work in Egypt. They're going to get rid of all the jobs, all the layoffs. Like, we got some jobs going right now, but little by little, they're going to get rid of them as they bring in AI and they bring in them robots. And it's going to just be a transition and phase the people, especially the children of Israel, phase them into a universal basic income, all the way reliant on the elites. And then once you get that MOTB, which is that RFID microchip, you no longer connected to the Lord. You're Esau's. Like, he can do what he want to do with you at that point. And then the Lord going, hey, burn you on up when World War III climax. And then that fire cleansing, they straight fire food. So it's really not a good thing, but the 2/3 are not, let me say, they don't have the light. They don't have the living waters. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They don't have the Tawah. So therefore, they're not privy to these things going on. They're going to look at it like a good thing because A lot of Jakes really tired of working for Esau. They're tired of grinding. So if they can get something where they can, I guess, get their little trinkets and get a little bit of joy, I don't say anybody gonna go for it. I mean, in my mind, I'm looking like, and there's nothing good about it. But as I look, it's some people that's gonna do it. It's a lot of people that's gonna do it. That's why they're the 2/3 majority. They're gonna go for it because they're not prudent. They're not seeing what's really going on. They're just going, what they say, going with the flow. A dead fish goes with the flow. We're kicking against the current. Like, we outside of it looking at it. Like, yeah, this is where they about to dog walk the people into this. They're already shortening the work week to 32. They just going to keep on shortening it. And then all of a sudden they're going to say, hey, we'll just give you this. You just got to sign up for this. It's going to be like an exchange. And that's why I see it causes the temptation. Because Esau going to land it out. They think they getting something good. And they getting something real bad. They look like, oh, I'm getting some free money. But, man, you got to comply with a whole bunch of rules. Plus, it's cutting off, like I said earlier, your connection to Yahweh Bashmi Hawashai. And that's going to be very precious when this thing really caps off. So we just got to be strong, man, and just know, like, these jobs is, it's got a time limit on it. It's going to be a moment we're going to look up and none of us going to be working jobs. These jobs going to go. So just be ready for that. 'Cause a lot of people ain't going to be ready for that. That's going to be like a culture shock to them. All they know is to go to work and slave in the system. That's all they know. You take that away, it's going to take away part of their sanity. So people going to crash out when they really see, like, you done laid everybody out. Ain't no jobs nowhere. I got to take this and send it to, whatever facility you put me in. That's right there going to spark a whole, that initial thing is going to be a civil war. Like, Esau trying to bring out this MOTB is not going to be easy. He lost this opportunity to finesse the people. Now it's going to have to be, it's going to be a hard bring in. I believe that's going to spark Jacob's trouble too. When this MOTB really gets set up, they get rid of the jobs and crash the dollar. Oh man, that's gonna shake a lot of people to the core. And then a lot of people gonna know what time it is. Your preppers, and it's gonna be a straight mess, man. That's why this place gonna go out like it's getting plagued. It's going out like ancient Egypt. It's the same thing. So we're living in spiritual Egypt, which is Babylon the Great America. And it's going to suffer these same plagues we read right back here in Isaiah. And it's happening now. It's happening right now in our face. Hey, they say right there in 4K, right there in your face. And if Amazon is doing it, all the other companies are going to do the same thing. Automate the job, get people out the way. So then they can shuffle them into the next phase, where they're going to be trying to get them a universal basic income, which comes with a MOTB, a RFID microchip, to regulate whatever said crypto is the accepted crypto of the new state that's about to rise. This is why Donald Trump is testing the Constitution. Like, the beast system about to come into play. This thing about to get demolished. And they're going to bring in a new system. And the MOTB is going to be mandatory in that new system. And how they going to dog what people there? People ain't going to have no cash. Ain't going to be no, you work, get some money, and spend your money on what you want to spend on. No, they're going to make it where you have to accept this. And this is all there is. No other options. And that's how this thing going to go down. So, with that being said, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam, Yashar Allah, hey, and stay locked in, because Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.